Hi guys, welcome back to the YouTube channel. I'm delighted to have you back here with us. Today I'm going to talk about a very particular subject, one that I've really noticed with a lot of entrepreneurs that I speak to, and that is why you need to make use of your time when you're in your sort of mid to late 20s and early 30s. Being a 45-year-old guy now, I can really see that there's a huge window of opportunity where you can give everything to your business. And I really want people to take note of what I'm going to say today and how they can make the most of it and how they can capitalize on that freedom and flexibility you have in that time period of your mid to late 20s and early 30s. Because when you get married or when you've got a partner, you've got kids, you lose a lot of that time. So today we're going to talk about that. So I set up my business when I was 30 years old. I came to Dubai when I was 28 years old. So after a couple of years of working in Dubai, that's when I, working on various different jobs, that's when I really saw that there was an opportunity for me to set up my own enterprise and to use my experience of advertising, creative communications and recruitment to be the Middle East specialist. And that's when I jumped in and went all in on that. So I was 30 years old. I wasn't married. I hadn't met Helen by then. I went all in. I absolutely went all in on the business. I worked all hours under the sun. I worked my socks off to get things going. I knew that I could outwork everyone else, and I had a real burning ambition inside me to make a success of this. I put all on the line for this to work, and I wasn't going to let anything get in the way. And what I see a lot of people do, which I didn't do, is it's so easy to get distracted by then. It's so easy to get invited for nights out. It's so easy to get, your social group, most of whom probably aren't entrepreneurs, to sort of try and persuade you to go to the pub or to go to the bars. And making those decisions has a profound impact on your business, because not only does it take you out that night, not only does it take you away from working, but it also just can balls up the next 2-3 days as well. So I was really disciplined about how I would work. I was super disciplined about the time I would give to work, the time I would have to give to others, because I knew that I had this window, a head start to get in front of people. And I couldn't understand why I was the first specialist to open up in the Middle East. And I thought, right, well, I've got this window, I just need to make the most of it. And a lot of people don't realize how lucky and fortunate they are when they set up, because I had the right experience. I'd been in the business for 10 years. I had the right level of experience. I had the right level of international experience to make myself an expert and to give myself that head start. And what I really knew is there wasn't anything else distracting me on it, so I could go all in. What I would tell someone who's 30 right now and wanted to be an entrepreneur is, first of all, make sure you're the best of what you can be in the trade that you're in. So if you're working for an agency, make sure you are in a position where, if you want to set your own agency up, that you possess all the skills required to set that business up. If you're working in a product-based business, make sure that you've learned on the job, that you understand what works with the product, how the product can be sold, understand who the potential customers are, understand what funding might be required, how cash flow management will work. You need to have all the levels of understanding you can have. 30 years old is probably a perfect time to do that, because you've learned on the trade. You probably hopefully you've worked for a good company where you've understood things. You've seen what their successes, you've seen what their failures are, and then you can go all in before you make, most people get, from what I can see these days, most people get married or start thinking about kids from their mid 30s onwards. So you've got then like a 5-year window where you can really capitalize and make the most of it. My kids came when I was 35. Up until that point, I'd gone all in. The business I built, by the time my children were arriving, was like 30 to 40 people strong. We were a clear dominant market player. Going all in, having a partner that understood the sacrifices that I was making to give us a lovely life. That's a massive thing, by the way. If you're going to choose a partner, make sure that they understand you're an entrepreneur and all that comes with that. So make sure you've got a very patient person with you. What set me up for success was I'd gone all in. I'd got a head start on people, and so by the time I was into my 40s, we had a decade's worth of market share that we'd capitalized on, and I built a business that was a clear market leader in the space that we were in. Hope you enjoyed the video today, guys. Feel free to reach out, and I'll see you on the next video.